Welcome back, everyone, to the live lounge. We're well into the second day of heat racing, but here we're going to talk to another of our stars of Kartmasters. I'm your host, Chris McCarthy, and alongside me, Paul Hardy, someone who raced here at Kartmasters many years ago and is now back with his team XCEL Motorsport, bringing some drivers to conditions that they definitely have never raced in before. So we'll get into all of that in a sec. Paul, great to see you again. Thanks for joining us. I want to start by going back to your time racing here at Kartmasters.
Yeah.
You had that experience as racing at the top level, at national level. What was it like then coming to do Kartmasters?
Yeah, I mean, Kartmasters is always a great event. I feel like it's always got a lot of hype around it. Everybody kind of naturally wants to win because it is obviously just a race where it's you either win it or bin it kind of attitude. It always kind of creates a little, sometimes carnage, but always a great racing. Everyone, it's just great around the paddock. Usually when the sun's out, it's a little bit better. But obviously today it's a little bit different. We've got a lot of rain and but yeah, it's still good atmosphere and everyone naturally just kind of, everyone's going all out. You always kind of see a lot of people come back for Kartmasters.
Yeah.
It obviously has that typical vibe where, as I say, people who maybe stop racing for a few years want to come back. They want to win it. They want to have that chance to obviously be champion. But it's a great event.
Well, let's talk about the when you did race it. So yeah, you did some of the Rotax classes, Mini Max and KF3 as well, which was a fantastically competitive class back at that time. I think it was 2009. You said you
2009. I mean, there was the likes of
there was very, very good. Wasn't
I mean, there was probably the likes of like Jake Dennis, who's obviously just won the Formula E championship. Alex Albone. So there's some very good drivers in it at that period.
Yeah, and how was it racing those guys 2009 round here?
Great. I mean, obviously, naturally the level is obviously really, really high. It's but really good. It just kind of shows also the level of UK karting and obviously that era, certainly that I was racing against. So many people have gone on to be successful in professional racing drivers and carried that career forwards, which is always good to see as well.
Yeah, some on the track, as you said, you're very much a big part of the sport in the feeder series and in karting as well. Tell us a little bit about where you are now with your team XCEL Motorsport.
Yes, I mean we're basically, I mean we've been operating now for just over 10 years. We originally started as a karting team. We've then built up through the years. We started with F4 then in the UAE. I think it's 5 seasons ago now. So we've had a good run in the F4. We've won drivers and teams championships in that. We then also went across to Spain. We did the Spanish F4 championship. And then now continuing with the UAE Championship. Next season in F4, we're also expanding into the regional as well. And then from that, this year, we decided it was a good time to expand the team a little bit more, start with our European karting team. Obviously, the drivers coming from the UAE, it's extremely important. Everyone knows they've got to come from there. They've got to raise the bar. They've got to step out into the European field. And ultimately kind of take that then back to our UAE season from there. So it was kind of the natural progression for us as a team. All of our drivers were kind of asking for it. They all wanted to come. They all want to obviously improve and develop. So it's been a really good step forward for us.
Yeah, and UAE Motorsport's in a very good place. Obviously, it's where the Formula 1 season ends, along with Formula 2. You've got the likes of Hamda, Al-Khabaisi, Al-Khabaisi doing very well in F1 Academy, constantly on the podium there. So how's it been working with those drivers and bringing them into Europe? I'm sure that there's more hunger for it than ever over there.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's great. I mean, to be honest, I think the whole kind of COVID situation actually helped the UAE motorsport scene massively because they kept everything going. Of course, the weather's amazing in the winter, so that then opens up, instead of going for a wet, rainy testing day, for example, in the UK, people can come across, do a 5-race program and race literally in good weather, a race against the best drivers, best teams in the world, and obviously prepare themselves in the best way.
Yeah, that Formula Regional Middle East UAE F4 Championship, strong British presence over there as well.
Very strong.
Taylor Barnard doing really well.
Yeah.
Tell us about the drivers you got here this weekend, because I know Henry was telling me we have some drivers here that have never driven in the rain before, and I think that comes from your team.
Yeah, exactly that. So yeah, we've certainly got 2 drivers this weekend who literally have had wets on for the first time. Never driven in the rain before, which is certainly an experience for them. But they're improving all the time, getting closer and closer to the pace. Not having the easiest time, but yeah, ultimately they're doing a really good job. They are getting there. And then we've got some other guys within the team who are still not as experienced as the UK guys in the wet, but they're kind of midfield at the moment. So they're doing a really good job given their experience in the wet in general. And of course, around PF is probably one of if the most difficult tracks in the wet. So certainly in the world. So I think. Yeah, for them to be where they are, I think is really, really good.
Yeah, coaching drivers when they're in that position, how do you go about the process? Because it's extremely difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, we're in a good position where we've actually got 2 British drivers with us this weekend as well. We have James Lowther and Senior Rotax and Morgan Porter and Senior X30. So the drivers have got a good reference. They've kind of got the data, the camera, video, etc. So they can see everything that they need to do. It's then just a case of putting that into action and just developing from there and just keep working at it and yeah, just keep ticking away.
Definitely a chance of some big results there with those guys in the team. I want to ask you just quickly before we wrap up about the team, where do you see it going now over the next few years? What's the short-term plan?
Yeah, I mean, as I say, now certainly for next year, the plan is for us to move into regional, to Formula Regional, which is going to be a good step forward. From there as well, we'd like to then move on into F3. That's our ultimate goal. We work with Yaz Heat Racing Academy, which is all basically backed by ADMN, which is essentially Yaz Marina Circuit in Abu Dhabi. They're out there who are basically putting together packages to help UAE drivers carry on their motorsport career and ultimately take it up the ladder. So with their help as well, it's kind of been a good kind of stepping stone for us to expand the team as well.
A big and exciting future, it seems. I'm sure very rewarding taking drivers from karting into single-seaters. Just want to wrap up then with our question of the day, Paul. I know you didn't have all the results you wanted here, so it might be a difficult one, but what is your favourite memory at Kartmasters? Yeah,
to be honest, I mean, probably my favourite memory was winning the GP plate with one of our drivers, Jamie Day, in I think it was back in 2019 in the Minimax category. That obviously kind of always stays in the back of your mind every time you come here. And also kind of, I think one thing special about this race is when you see the drivers come from the back to win the race. There was a period before that when I was actually working with AIM Motorsport, the cadet team, when Kean Jewis came from literally the pit lane to win the race, which was also a pretty spectacular moment. So that always stays with me as well.
That was my first weekend commentating live.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one, to be fair. So that was a pretty special moment. So yeah, that was good.
Probably still the best drive to this day. Thank you very much, Paul, for your time. Problem. I know you've got a lot to get on with. You can catch all the interviews in full here at the Live Lounge on the YouTube channel and on social media, and we'll be live streaming throughout all today and tomorrow over on Alpha Live.